And we'll just begin this morning's slow flow lying down. So most of you, majority of you know me, but those of you that don't, I'm Lisa, and I'm grateful to be teaching here from Seoul today on this rainy May day. So lying down on your back, just getting yourself into a comfortable position, whether your legs are extended or knees bent or feet together. You can place a pillow or blanket under the knees if that feels like it suits your body better right now. Just lying on the earth, like laying down, and feel your body's contact with the ground. Feeling the spots that are actually in touch with the earth. And take deep breaths in and out through your nose. You're welcome to exhale out your mouth, even if that feels just appropriate. I'm just using this time to get present and tune into any sensations, feelings. Thoughts. I use that word tuning in. It's like tuning in a radio station. And sometimes it takes a bit. It's like, am I on the station? Is it static? Am I really listening? Am I, present to what I'm hearing? I'm just taking this time to tune in, to dial in. And tune up the volume of your internal world and tune down the volume of everything else, your thoughts and distractions and anything else that's pulling you outside of this moment. You tune down the volume there, turn up the volume of, how you're feeling, your internal world. And then from here, you'll just extend your arms overhead. So still at the floor, extend your arms long, extend your legs out long. Just that full body stretch, just like that morning wake up. Reach a little more through one arm and then the other. Kind of wiggling your shoulders a bit side to side, stretching more through one leg and then the other, reaching through your toes. Rotate your ankles, whatever feels good right there. Just get really long. And then from there, you'll draw the right knee into your chest and give it a squeeze. And then go right back to length. So extend the body out long again, full breath in, and then squeeze the left knee in. And so just opposite knee draws in. And then extend the body long, reach through your fingers, reach through your toes, and then draw the right knee in. You'll pull the knee to chest, give it a gentle squeeze. And then extend it long again, reach out. And then left knee draws in. You'll just move back and forth a few more times on your own. Get long, extend, arms and your legs, and then squeeze in. And then extend, and squeeze in. Good, and then extend and hold. Reach really long, and then draw both knees into the chest. Squeeze both knees in. See if you can wrap your forearms around your shins. Reach for your elbow points even, so forearms all the way around the shins. See if you can grab hold of your elbow points. Bring your chin to your chest. Lift your forehead to your knees. And that's a maybe, a possibility. See if you can lift up, curling in. Good, and then lower the head and shoulders. Keep the knees to the chest. Open your arms out wide, palms flat, and then let your knees go to the left. Knees fall to the left. Great, and you can hold on to the right thigh or knee with the left hand. And maybe even turn your gaze to the right, looking out over your right shoulder. And you can let your feet rest and knees rest at the floor. Just feeling that rinsing, that wringing, the lengthening of the right side of the body. Keep your breath steady. Good, and on your next inhale, you'll release the grip, bring the knees back up to center, and then let them come over to the other side, knees to the right side. Put your knees approximately hip height. You can hold on to the left thigh with the right hand. if that feels appropriate, feels good. And take a full deep breath right there. And then come on back to center, draw the knees into the chest one last time. And then you'll rock up to sitting. You can rock back and forth along the spine, or just roll up to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position in the middle of your mat. Good, and then take your left hand and walk it out to the left. Take your right arm up and over. You can bend the left elbow towards the floor and push the floor away as you stretch open into the right side of the body. And then inhale, come on up, and you'll switch. Walk the right hand right, take the left arm up and over, and opening up to the left side, the rib cage. From the waist to the shoulders, reach the fingers, bend the right elbow, slide the right shoulder away from your ear. Good, inhale, come up, reach both arms up, get super long, and then bow forward. So bring your hands to the floor, drop your forehead towards the floor. Just breathe into the space in the back of the body, neck to the hips. And if your head doesn't touch, it's okay, it doesn't matter, just be where you are. And then you'll slowly come on up. Switch the cross of your legs, bring the other shin in front or on top, and then reach up again. Good, and then you'll turn to the right, twist your body to the right, and then let your arms fall. Right hand can go behind the back, left hand to your outer thigh. Inhale, lift and lengthen into the crown of your head. Exhale, gently twist, looking over your back shoulder. You're going to pull the pit of the belly into the spine. Breathe into the back of the body, the back of the lungs. And then gently come back to center, unwinding and stretch both arms up. Twist to the left. Let your arms fall. Left hand goes behind the back to the floor, right hand outer thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale, gently twist. And draw your jaw back, sliding the chin back. Pulling the pit of the belly in, lengthening the sides of the body, up right up under the armpits, really lengthen. See if you can twist a little farther from length. And then unwind, reach both arms up again, full body stretch, and bow forward one more time. And yeah, if it's uncomfortable on your ankles or feet, you can walk your feet forward a little bit, and just adjust. And then with your hands, slowly press yourself all the way up, and you'll come forward onto your hands and knees. Tabletop. Good. So from your tabletop, you want to spread your fingers out evenly on the floor, and then you'll step your right leg back, bring the ball of the foot to the ground, and then step the left leg back. So you're in plank. And then set the right knee down, and then the left knee down. And then you'll switch left leg back, right leg back, left knee down, right knee down. Good, right leg back, left leg back, right knee down, left knee down. And again, left leg back, right leg back. So come into plank, and then left knee down, right knee down. One more each side. Right leg back, right foot back, left foot back, you're in plank. And then right knee down, left knee down, tabletop. Last one, left leg back, right leg back, hold. Left knee down, right knee down. Good, and then bring your knees wide apart, bring your big toes to touch. Sit back in child's pose, hips to heels. Arms can walk forward, and you can rest your forehead on the floor. On your next inhale, you'll come back up to tabletop, to the hands and knees. You can walk the knees back under the hips. And then you'll take the right leg back, bring the ball of the foot to the floor, and then spin the right foot flat for a side plank. Open the right arm up to the ceiling. And then look down, bring your right hand back down to the ground, square your hips, float the right leg up. So your hips are parallel to the floor, right leg up. So stay right here, plank, right leg lifted, and then stretch the left arm forward and look straight down. And pull the pit of the belly in, squeeze muscle to bone in your arm and your leg. Keep your chin to your chest. Get a little bit longer. Try to lift away from the floor, get a little bit lighter. Good, and then set it all back down, hand and knee to the mat. Nice, and then stretch your left leg back, ball of the foot to the floor to start, and then spin the left foot flat, open the left arm up, side plank. It's a modified version, but you want to try to stay all in one line. Right hand, right knee, right shin, left foot, all in one line. Stack your shoulders right above each other, nice Annie. Open up through the chest and the heart space. And then look down, bring your left hand back to the mat. So you just square your hips to the floor, float the left leg up. So now you're working with your glute, core, and then reach the right arm forward. And spread your fingers, spread your toes. Look down and breathe, right? Your attention, you tune in to your breath. This breath right here. Good, and then bring your hand and your knee back down to the mat. You'll take your hands forward about one hand length. Tuck your toes under, lift up to downward facing dog or child's pose or puppy pose are perfect places to be right here. If you're in downward dog, you'll just begin to pedal your legs out, bending one knee at a time. Good, take one more breath where you are. And then you'll look forward and begin to walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold, somewhere near the front of your mat. Ragdoll forward fold, you can hold your elbows or your biceps. Maybe add a little sway from side to side. Drop your head, coming out of your thinking mind, landing on your 2 feet right here. Okay, release your hands to the mat. Bring your hands to your hips, press your feet down and come on up to stand. And then take your arms and sweep them up overhead, extended mountain. And then bring your hands to heart center and arms down by your side, mountain pose. Good, just standing at attention in Tadasana. There's something about being able to see you all. Good. All right, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. You can have hands through heart center or swan dive it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. You'll dive back in, squeezing your air out. Root down, rise up, extended mountain, reach up. Maybe even a hint of a back bend. Bring your hands to heart center and arms by your side, returning to mountain pose. And again, inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold. You can softly bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Try to lengthen out the spine, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Squeeze your air out. Press your feet down, rise up, inhale, extended mountain. Hug muscle to bone in your legs. Exhale, hands to heart center. Arms down by your side, reach your fingertips to the floor. Inhale, extended mountain, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Squeeze your air out. Be intentional. Inhale, reach up, look up, full body stretch. Exhale, hands to your heart, arms by your side. All right, we'll add on. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, bow forward, hinge and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On your exhale, step it back, high plank or kneeling plank. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, bend your elbows and lower your body down onto your mat. And then point your toes behind you. Come on up to cobra or upward dog. Those of you that want to come a little higher, nice, Julia. Good, Annie. And then press back to downward facing dog or child's pose or puppy pose. And this pose is not an opportunity to tune out, but it's an opportunity to tune in, right? To even more deeply, with more presence, tune in. And take a breath in, full breath in. Empty out. Look forward, and then bring your feet to your hands. You can walk up your mat or step forward or hop. Good, or a few hops. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Squeeze your air out. Root down, reach up, extended mountain. And then Tadasana, hands to heart center, arms by your side, mountain pose. We'll do that again. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank to low plank or high plank onto your belly, lowering your body. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Knees can be down. Breathing here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Being intentional. Take one more breath. Empty it out. Look to your hands. Bring your feet to your hands. You can hop or walk or step up your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root down, rise up, extended mountain. And then hands to heart center, Tadasana, returning to your starting point. One more time through. Inhale, reach up, look up, extended mountain. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, easy back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose or puppy pose. And set your eyes, your drishti gaze to one single point. And let your breath send these soothing signals to your brain. Just restoring your body here. Back to its original, vital, full of energy condition. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Look forward and step or hop forward. Bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. And then bend your knees, chair pose. You'll drop your hips, reach your arms up. Nice. And then you'll just squat down a few inches lower and then stand up, relax your arms by your sides. And we'll do that again. Bend the knees, press the hips back, squat down, chair pose. And then stand up, pushing the floor away, relax the arms down. Again, bend the knees, press the hips back, chair, squat a little deeper, press up to stand. Good, one more time, squat down, chair pose. So we're gonna hold it for 5, And 4, press your hips back like you're sitting in a chair. You're reaching your hips back to a little chair. 3, 2, 1 more breath in. Exhale, bow forward, empty it out, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, and then step your left foot to the back of your mat, and we'll set the left knee down right here. So keep your hands on the floor, or blocks. Yeah, your hands can be up on blocks too. Nice, and then right here, you're just gonna move front to back. So you'll pull the hips back, maybe even flex the right foot, and then point the toes, rock it forward, and press the hips forward, drive the chest forward. You'll do that a couple times, rock it back, and if you find a spot you wanna just kind of hang out, you can do that and stay. Or keep moving front to back. And then the next time you come forward, you'll stay there, and then you can bring your hands up to your right thigh. Good. And then that can be a possibility, or you can reach your arms up to the ceiling. Or maybe you bend and cactus the arms. Yeah, maybe you hook your thumbs. Some of you might want to cradle your head in your hands. Press the hips forward, pull the belly in and up, reach up a little higher. Good, and from here, you'll bring your hands all the way back down to the mat. Bring the right knee back next to the left. So high plank. You can be kneeling or high plank, low plank, or to your belly. Cobra pose, or upward facing dog, and downward dog, or child's pose is always fine. But if you're in child's pose, come to tabletop. Down dog, you can stay and stretch your right leg back behind you. Big breath in. And then curl the knee to the nose, step your right foot forward. Step your left foot to meet your right, to come up to the front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Bend your knees, sit low, reach up high, chair pose. And then press all the way up to stand. Relax your arms down by your sides. Good, bend your knees, chair, sit low, reach high, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, empty out. Halfway lift, breathe in, and then step your right foot back first. Set the right knee down, so left leg is forward. And then you'll move front to back. So flexing the left foot, pulling the hips back, and then pointing the toes and coming forward. It's your own pace, your own way. If you find a spot that you want to linger, something feels good or interesting, you can stay. Good, and then you'll come forward. Next time you come forward, stay there. And you can bring your hands up to your left thigh. You want to give that little pull, front foot back, back foot forward, and then maybe reach up. You always are paying attention to what's happening at the floor. Build your pose from the ground up, from the solid foundation up. From the floor, you pull up into your core. From your center, there's an expansion up and out. Good, bring your hands back down to the mat. You'll bring your left knee back next to the right. And then either kneeling plank or high plank. Low plank, moving through what's called the vinyasa. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward downward facing dog or child's pose. Good. Lift your left leg up and back. It can be from tabletop or downward dog. Like you're in slow motion, step your left foot forward and step your right foot to meet your left, the front of your space. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, exhale. Bend your knees, chair pose, inhale. And then press up to stand and arms by your side, Tadasana. Good job. Bring your feet a little wider apart. And we'll just take a gentle twist or swing from side to side. My favorite pose right now. Is it a yoga pose? I don't know. But moving with mindfulness. Good. And then coming back to center and take your shoulders up and then let them just drop. And up. Let them drop. One more time, up. And let them drop. Shake out your hands. Good. And then we're going to come to a wall. So you'll look for a space in your space, just a small space. It could be a wall, it could be a pole, it could be something shoulder height, a door. And you'll turn your right side of your body to face the wall and bring your hand to the wall with your fingers straight up, right out from the shoulder. Good, so shoulder height, you want your arms shoulder height, straight out. And you press right into the wall. Stand up tall, integrate from floor into core. So I like to kind of spread my toes, maybe lift and spread the toes, get really dialed into the lower body. And then if you want, you turn your toes, your body, lower body to, or whole body to the left and press your palm into the wall a little deeper. And if you want to really get the actioning in the shoulder, with the hand at the wall, you imagine, so first you're pushing straight in, and then you're imagining you're trying to turn the wall to the right. Don't let your hand move though. And at the same time, pull the wall to the floor, and you'll integrate all the muscles in the shoulder girdle. Draw your jawbone back so the head is stacked right on top of your spine. Breathing. Very good. And then you'll walk your feet back to the right. Let your right arm come down, just standing right there and noticing. And then you'll turn your body so the left side faces the wall. And same thing, left hand will press in, middle or index fingers straight up. Integrate into Tadasana from the floor into your core. Pull your front ribs in, belly button in, standing tall at attention. And then you can start to turn your torso, so it starts at the feet, to the right, to whatever degree, and then push the wall away. Imagine with your hand, your palm, you're trying to turn the wall to the left and pull the wall to the floor. Oh, I feel it on this side today. And then draw the jawbone back. Lift the crown up. Good, and then walk your feet back to the left. Let the left arm come down by your side, pause. We're gonna do that one more time each side. So turn back to the right, but this time, instead of the hand being straight up, you're gonna turn it 90 degrees to the right. So your middle finger will be parallel to the floor. But the arm is still straight out from the shoulder. Good. Then you push the floor away. And then you don't have to, but if you want to, you turn your body to the left. A couple degrees. Yeah, and expand from the center of the chest out. The right hand's at the wall. Right middle finger parallel to the floor. Push the wall away from you. Draw the jawbone back. Try not to lock your joints, not locking the elbow or the knees. There's a softness. In the strength, there's ease and softness. Okay, good. And then release that, and you'll turn to the other side. Let your arm relax. Nice work. The left hand with the middle finger parallel to the floor. Straight out from the shoulder. Start by pushing the wall away, like integrating. And then you can turn your body to the right, a quarter turn or a couple degrees. Notice if your shoulder's pushing forward, try and press the shoulder back. Both deltoids move straight back. You're not trying to pull them down. You're letting the sides of the body float up to the ears, really expanding through the chest and upper back. Really breathing into the back of the lungs, the side of the body. Drishti, Ujjayi. And then walk your feet back to the left and relax your left arm down by your side. Good, and then you can do a few shoulder rolls. You can come back to your mat if you're near the wall. A little shoulder shrug, shoulder rolls. Go the opposite way. Now that the pathways, the arms are all open, you'll take your arms out wide. And then eagle pose. So you take your right elbow under the left, bring your right fingers to your left palm. Now we're working the back side, yeah. And then bend your knees, and if you like, you stack the right leg on top of the left. If that feels challenging today, for whatever reason, you can have both feet on the floor and knees slightly bent. So you know you don't have to struggle, you don't have to fight. Like, give up the fight. Lift your elbows up to shoulder height and pin your shoulders to your back. So shoulders move straight back. Good, and then Tadasana, coming back to mountain pose, arms down, feet at the floor. Inhale, arms out, and then left elbow swings under the right, left arm under, left fingers into right palm, elbows up, bend the knees, stack your left leg over the right. Hug into your midline, your center line. Now finding your center. What does it mean to have your center? To move and be and have your being from your center. It's like stripping away anything that's not you. Staying in your mountain, just one more breath, or to eagle. Okay, good. Mountain pose. Come on back. Pause, take a breath. And then take your left arm, reach it up. Take dancer. If you need a wall, you're welcome to bring your left hand to the wall or a chair. Then you'll bend your right knee and catch your right foot from behind. And I encourage you to try to catch the foot from the inner ankle with the palm and elbow open, like our hand was at the wall. You catch the foot that way, and then square yourself off towards the way you're facing. And then from there, you kick your foot into your hand. So it actually is a nice opening for the chest and shoulder. Hip flexor and psoas on the right, back strengthener. And set your eyes straight ahead. Good, and then you'll release, coming back to mountain pose. And try the other side, so right arm up. And then catch the left foot, if you can, from the inner ankle, from the inside. Elbow, wrist, and shoulder open. And then see something ahead of you. And then press the foot into the hand and activate your kick. There's a kick the foot into the hand, and then there's a pull. You pull the hand into the foot. Good, and then come on back to mountain pose, pause. Okay, you can take back strokes or movement, whatever your body's needing. We'll do one final balance pose. It'll be tree. If you need a wall, you can bring your back to a wall. So root through the left foot, bring your right foot somewhere up to the inner left thigh. And yeah, the way the foot stays is by a gentle pressure, your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot. I always imagine like from the floor, I'm kind of zipping or sucking up the earth energy into my body to grow a little taller, reach a little farther. And if it feels okay, you can take your eyes up. Like this big elevation of your whole being, this lifting, ground down to lift higher. Very good, and then returning back to mountain pose, to your true north, your 0 point, your beginning. Press down through your right foot. You'll lift the left foot up to the right leg, retreat. And it can go above the knee or below the knee. If it ends up on the knee, if that's progress for you and feeling okay, it's okay to stay there, just not a lot of pressure. But there's this equal press and lift. And arms of your choice. Arms can be up or cactus or behind your back. And notice where you're looking, where you're physically looking, where your eyes are actually resting, and noticing like where your mind is looking. You know, are you getting distracted or wandering? Or is there something in the background that you can refocus, recommit right here to being present? Good. Set the left foot down next to the right. Tadasana, just returning to mountain pose. And then inhale, you'll reach up, big breath in, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, diving down, softening your joints, bend the knees. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen and extend the spine long. Step it back, high plank to low plank. It can be legs up or knees down. Upward facing dog or cobra pose. Downward facing dog or child's pose. If you're in child's pose, you'll come to your hands and knees. Downward dog, you'll stay and stretch your right leg up and back. And then step your right foot or help it to the right hand for warrior 2. You'll bring the left foot flat and come up into warrior 2 or second warrior. Good, so your body's facing the left or long side of the mat. Pin the shoulders back. Imagine your hands are pressing into walls like we did at the wall. There's that shoulder integration that occurs. Good, and then you'll straighten your right leg for triangle. Press your hips to the left as you reach your body right, and then let the right hand land. And it can be on your shin or block or floor, and then the left arm will reach straight up towards the ceiling. There's a little gentle turn of the torso. You're trying to draw the right lungs underneath the left. Find the balance of effort and ease, space, acceptance. Relaxing with what is in your body right here, what is occurring. And then on your next inhale, bend the right knee, let the left arm pull you up to stand. Bring your feet to parallel, and then toe heel the feet in once or twice. Do a shorter stance. Then turn your toes out, heels in, and bend your knees. And then bring your forearms to your thighs. And drop your hips towards the floor. So you rest the forearms on the thighs. You really want the hips to drop. Get that sense of like dropping the hips to the ground, like bowling balls to the ground. And press your knees away from each other. Yes. Opening up your inner thighs, deep into the pelvis. Breathing. Good, Peggy. Lift the chest up. Sink the hips another inch. And then from here, you'll just bring your hands down to the mat carefully. And then you'll straighten the legs and turn the heels out. I kind of do that in one move. Legs straight, bump the heels out. And then walk your hands back between the feet. And drop the crown of your head straight down to the ground. Or towards, or maybe onto a block. Good, and then lift your body up to a flat back. Bring your hands to your hips, come up to stand. Nice, and then you'll turn the right toes to the front and step your left foot in and up slightly so you have a shorter stance. Pin your shoulders back, lift and lengthen through the front of the body, and then fold forward over the right leg for pyramid. Your hands might touch the floor, they might not. Blocks are useful. Speaking of blocks, some of you know we're having a prop sale. Most everything is sold except a few blocks are left. So if you need blocks, let me know. Good, really bowing forward over that front leg. Good, and then bend your right knee, plant your palms, step it back, high plank, or hands and knees are fine. Low plank, or knees to the floor. Upward facing dog, or cobra pose. Downward facing dog, pull your hips up to the sky. Child's pose is also a perfect place to be here. You're in child's pose, come to your hands and knees. Downward dog, you can stay. Lift your left leg up and back. And then step or help your left foot forward to your left hand. For warrior two, you spin the right foot flat, come up and around. So bending the left knee, straightening the right, your pelvis neutral. And it's like the spine is just stacked right on top of the pelvis. So there's a tendency to kind of lean forward. I want you to actually more lean back. And then expand the chest, expand the upper back. Breathing. Good, Virginia. See if you can sit a little deeper. There's like that little extra edge, little challenge. And then straighten your front leg, your left leg. Press your hips to the right. Reach to the left for triangle. Your left hand lands. It can be on a block or 5 fingertips at the floor. And then your shin is fine. You expand the right arm towards the ceiling. And there's a twisting sensation. You roll the left lung under the right. So you're actually turning from your obliques, working from deep core muscles. Pull the pit of the belly in, so the transverse abdominis is working, which brings the breath up into the upper lungs. Breath into the back of the body. Cleansing. Very good, and then you'll let the right arm just pull you up to stand. And then feet to parallel, we'll do this again. Toe heel the feet in once or twice. Turn the heels in, toes out. Bend the knees, bring your forearms to your thighs. Try to drop your hips towards the floor. Nudge your knees away from each other. It's a variation of Malasana, which means garland pose or squat. Yep. It's a hip opener. Putting up the inner thigh muscles. Good. Take one more breath here. Shaking is good. Trembling is okay. All right, hands to the floor. And then straighten the legs, turn the heels out, toes in. And then again, you'll come into your forward fold here. And it can be a interlacing of the hands. You can take any rendition, any variations that feel good in your body. Interlace your hands at your back. Nice, Maria. Yeah, so you're in a forward fold. Hands can be interlaced or at the floor, bowing forward. Drop your head, legs are wide. Really press down into both feet evenly. And then go ahead and release your hands to the mat. And you'll lift up to a flat back and bring your hands to your hips. And then press down and come all the way up to stand. Very good. And then turn the left toes to the front for pyramid, and your right foot steps in and up. Square your hips, feet on hip width, not a tightrope. And then you'll bow forward over the left leg. As much as you can, you want to pull the left hip crease back in space. And then you'll bend the left knee, plant your palms, step it back, high plank, or hands and knees. And then very slowly lower all the way down onto your belly. And you'll just let yourself rest. You can turn a cheek to a side, bring your arms down, just resting. Good, and then locust pose. So arms down by your sides, palms face the floor, still lying on your belly. And then on your inhale, you'll lift up, lift both ends up, lift your shoulders off the floor. Yeah, lift your arms, lift your legs, spread your fingers, squeeze your elbows, straighten your legs, lift up a little higher, locust. And then lower it all the way down. Let yourself rest. And then we'll do that again, locust pose. So you look down and up you come, lift up. Nice, Cheryl. Lift your shoulders, lift your arms, lift your legs, keep breathing. And lower down, turn your cheek and just rest. Nice, Neil. And then floor bow. Yeah, bend your knees, reach back for your feet. You could do one foot at a time or both together. Good, Jan. Yeah, and then when you're ready, you kick your foot into your hand, just like standing bow. There's a kick and a pull. You resist. So kick the foot into the hand and resist the feet. Good, Julia. Nice, Annie. Lift a little bit higher and then lower all the way down and rest. Let go. Pause. Sink into the floor. All the good things. And then one last time, floor bow or stay with locust. It can be other foot. And you kick and lift. Kick and lift. Draw your jawbone back. Some of you are pressing the chin forward. You want to press the shoulders back, back of the skull back. Kick and lift a little bit higher. And then lower all the way down and rest. Allow yourself the space, the time, the permission. And bring your hands under your shoulders. You'll press up to your hands and knees. And then make your way onto your back. So you can walk up the middle of your mat and then lay down. Set your feet flat to the floor. So bend your knees. Feet flat. For bridge, so you'll lift your hips up to the ceiling. You might even tuck your shoulders underneath your body. And then lower down and take a pause. And then you'll come back up again, bridge pose, press both feet down, lift your hips. You can tuck your shoulders underneath you and interlace your hands. Press down into the earth to lift up high. Set your eyes to a point, single point, soft gaze, opening your peripheral vision, seeing the space you're in, newly with fresh eyes. And then release the arms from underneath you and lower yourself down onto the mat. And walk your feet away from each other and just let your knees windshield wipe right to left. And then bring your feet flat to the floor and you'll extend the left leg out long on the earth and extend the left arm overhead. You stretch the left side of the body. Then you'll have to listen carefully. You're going to roll onto your left side and then take the right arm behind your back and reach the hand as high up between the shoulder blades as you can get it, palm facing away from you. And then you'll roll back onto your back with the arm pinned underneath your body. And if it's uncomfortable, you can roll to the left, adjust your hand. Yeah. And then you'll let the right knee fall out to the right. It adds a little bit of extra weight. And then I want you just to stay right here and relax. Relax and breathe and soften. Removing whatever is living in your shoulder blade area, letting it drop out right here. Take about 2 more breaths, just letting go and softening behind the right shoulder blade and then the right shoulder. And then you'll bring your right foot back flat to the floor. Roll gently onto your left side and unpin your right arm. Come back onto your back, bring both feet flat. Just pause. And then you'll extend the right leg out long. Take the right arm, reach it overhead. Just right there, get so long through the whole right side. And then gently roll onto your right side. Take your left arm behind your back. See how high up you can bring the hand between the shoulder blades, maybe palm away from you. And then roll back onto your back, pinning the left arm underneath you. And then allow the left knee to fall out to the left. And if it's really uncomfortable, you just come back onto the right and adjust. Make any adjustments. And then you want to relax. Relax with what is. Relax your shoulders, your jaw. Relax and let go of needing to get it right. Relax and let go of your thoughts. Relax and let go of any burdens or worries or concerns that are living in your shoulders or your jaw. And dropping the weight of the world off your shoulders. Physically allowing this pose right here to restore your shoulders back to a space of freedom and ease, lightness. Allowing this practice to restore you back to your natural state of joy, and enthusiasm and energy and creativity, possibility. Take one more breath. And then slowly roll back onto your right side. Unpin your arm. Come back onto your back and stretch your arms overhead. Stretch your legs out just like we began our practice. Get so long. And then hug both knees into your chest. Give a great big squeeze. Maybe a small rock. And then if you'd like to come forward for half pigeon, you can roll forward, rock your body forward, coming into half pigeon, or you can stay on your back for reclined pigeon, right ankle over left thigh, and then hands interlaced behind the left hamstring. So you can stay on your back, or you can roll forward and bring your right leg to the front, left leg to the back, into half pigeon. And that could also include a prop under the right hip if your hip's really tight. Good. Being in that space of softness and surrendering. It's like surrendering the struggle. Good, Lori. Yeah, whatever your body wants. Like listening when you're really tuned in, when the dial's tuned in, then you always know how. Always know how to move. Your dial's tuned in. You're really present with what you say. When the dial's tuned in, you get really present to when, thoughts and beliefs are showing up that are not true. When it's an old story or something disempowering, you get very present to that. You can instantly switch, drop it. Using this practice like to tune in, right? To tune in. Turn up the volume on the inner, your inner experience, your knowing. And then you'll gently switch to the other leg and just take your time. If there's a downward dog that you want or a knees to chest between sides, do that. And as you start to move into the left side, then move in mindfully, presence. They say the hips are our junk drawers. It's where we hold and store a lot of trauma and stress, and tension. Every once in a while, we have to clean it out. Daily, really, right? Daily. Nice, Annie. I've been so lucky the last 2 days. I've had very important people in my life kind of reach out and check in, like, how's it really going, right? The real stuff. And I had a place to just kind of share authentically. It's the same thing as the hips, like letting the cleaning out, airing out the junk drawer to like lighten yourself up, to let go. Like that was my experience of sharing with my close friends and people that really believe in me and you know really want to hear and care. And it's like, do that for yourself right here. Do that for yourself. Listening into your hips, listening in order to like acknowledge and see what you can let go of. And then from here, you'll slowly make your way into an inversion of your choice. And it could be like a happy baby, could be an inversion. It could be hips on a block, legs up a wall. Some of you might want a little more active inversion, like a headstand or shoulder stand. There's even the possibility of handstand right here. I have a shirt that says handstands are my high. It's like that getting upside down, that place to like, I love that feeling of just like shifting. It helps me really shift my vision when I see my feet above my head or the world from upside down to the ceiling rather than the wall in front of me. It just kind of helps to just change your perspective. Good, Fred. Nice, Julia. You can add some ankle rolls or movement. If you're up in shoulder stand and want to take it to plow, you bring your feet over your head behind you towards the floor. And you stay calm, present, easy breath. Good, and then you'll just slowly roll out. Bring your feet to the floor if your hips are on blocks or happy baby. Slide the block out from under the hips if there is a block there. Bring yourself back to your mat if you wandered a bit. And then we're going to complete practice with the gentle twist. So you'll draw the right knee in, extend the left leg long, supine twist. And then take hold of the right knee in your left hand and cross it over your body. Roll up onto the left hip, extend the right arm out to the right. Yeah, you can even look over the extended arm to the right. Good, and then come on back to center and you'll switch to the other side. Extend the right leg out long, draw the left knee in. Hold it in your right hand, cross it over your body, and take your twist. And then come on back to center. And Shavasana, go ahead and extend your legs out, arms down by your side. Just stretch your whole body out into your resting pose, Shavasana. Yeah, just resting in Shavasana, taking up some space. Extend your body out long, get comfortable. Just letting go. And here's my little pearls of wisdom for you today. You are holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you or shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill your coffee? Because someone bumped into me. Wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea. Whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will happen, whatever is inside you will come out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough, what spills over? Joy, gratefulness, peace, and humility, anger, bitterness, harsh words, and reactions. Life provides the cup. You choose how to fill it. Gently begin to move your fingers and wiggle your toes. And stretch or move your body however it craves or wants or desires. And then bend your knees and you'll roll to your right side. Using your hands, gently press yourself up to a seated posture. Touch the palms of your hands together. Bring your thumbs right to your heart space. Let's take one Om together as a community. Breathe in. And remember, today you get to choose how you fill your cup. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center. And have a beautiful day. Namaste.